Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today is the first day of our first series, Web Hacking for Beginners. And I know all of you are not beginners, but let's start from the scratch. Okay, before we get into hacking, we need to set up our hacking lab and install some essential tools that will help us on hacking. And then we will be working on some websites that are really good resources that we can gain information from, and we will test our skills, and we will enjoy some CTF games. There are lots of fun activities. Stay tuned and try to learn something new. I hope you will enjoy the video. Let's get into the content. So before setting up the lab, let me show you mine. I'm using Fluent Terminal. I'm using Kali Linux. I'm not using VirtualBox or the VMware. Now in third-party softwares that let us to run another operating system inside our machine, but I am using a powerful technology in Windows called WSL. Yeah, WSL means Windows Subsystem for Linux. In order to use this system, in order to use this feature, you have to enable this feature from the feature window in Windows operating system. Let's first activate or enable the Windows Subsystem for Linux feature in Windows. Let me guide you how to do that. First, open up your start menu and type features. You should see that turn Windows features on or off is popped up, and open it up. In the bottom, you should see something like something tells Windows Subsystem for Linux. Make sure you tick on it. Okay, you have to tick it and press OK. If you haven't ticked it before, then this is the first time you are going to enable it. It may take some time to apply the settings, and then if it asks for a restart, please restart the machine so the settings will be installed perfectly. Now we are good to go. So in order to download and install the Kali Linux into your machine without any VirtualBox or VMware, go to Microsoft Store and search for Kali Linux. Yeah, you should be familiar with this logo, and you must have heard about Kali Linux. I'm pretty sure about that. So we're going to install it with the help of our WSL feature. You can see a get button over here. In my machine, I have already installed Kali Linux. So instead of get machine, I have an open button, but there should be a get button in your machine. So if you haven't installed it before, okay, so just click on the get button before installing subsystem into a machine. There are some requirements we need to fulfill. Actually, our machine needs to fulfill some requirements. So what are these requirements? Just come to the Kali Linux repository page, scroll down a bit, and you should see some system requirements. Show more, and the main requirement is you should run Windows 10 version, any version, Pro, Home, any edition, but the built version should be greater than 162.1.5.0 or higher. But how can you check this in your machine? How can you check the built version of your machine, of your computer, of your operating system? It is not that much hard. Just press the R button while pressing the Windows button. Run run command. We are going to run a command. How did I get this? How did I get this pop-up? How did I get this window? Just press Windows and R at the same time. So you should get this run command. There you need to type DXDIAG, DirectX Diagnostic Tool, and press enter. Let me take some seconds, and you can see I am using Windows 10 Pro 64-bit 10.0. Build version is 19044. So you can easily check if your machine is suitable to install the subsystem or not. If your build version is higher than 16215, then your machine is suitable for installing a subsystem into your machine. But unfortunately, if not, what you can do is try updating your operating system. How can you update the operating system? Open up the start menu, type update, and you can see that there is an option called check for updates. In the update menu, click on check for updates, and if your build OS version is not up to date, then there may be some updates here, and you need to install them in order to use subsystem in your machine. After installation, I assume that you have completed all the updates and your machine meets the system requirements, the minimum requirements. See, there's update. That is for Microsoft Defender antivirus. That is cool. That will be downloaded and installed. Okay. However, you can check if your machine is suitable to install subsystem or not by following the methods I told you. If your machine is suitable to install the subsystem, just click on get button and it will download the necessary files and install it on your machine. So I have already installed Kali Linux. For the demonstration purposes and to help you understand the procedure of installing this, I'm gonna install Ubuntu with you. I'll reset the machine so it become only installed, just fresh from installation as yours. So if you have already downloaded and installed the operating system, what you need to do is click on this open button over here, and it should pop up your Ubuntu terminal, my Ubuntu terminal, but yours Kali Linux terminal. Okay, then wait for some seconds, and if nothing is coming, if nothing is continuing, just press enter. Okay, it should fix the waiting time, and you will be prompted to enter the username. Type any username you would like to use, press enter, and they are asking for the password. This is you are going to create your Linux user account, so use your own username and your own password, and remember the password too. I entered the password and we have to retype the password. Done. We have created our first user account in Kali Linux. Okay, so you have the terminal, you have installed Kali Linux into your machine. If there is any problem up to this point, just let me know it in the comment section. I will try to I will help you to fix the issues. No problem. Okay, so we have installed our Kali Linux subsystem into a machine. Our next step is to install this Fluent terminal. I mean, there are two options. Let me show you. For Windows, there are two terminals mainly. There are two terminals. First one is Windows terminal. First one is Windows Terminal. In Windows Terminal, if you are interested in this terminal, there is an introduction video also. You can watch it. I'm not forcing you to install the Fluent terminal. Let me show you the Fluent terminal 2. We have it over here. Okay, let's search it. So now I have Fluent terminal installed. I have already installed it, but unfortunately there is no introduction video, but I'm using Fluent terminal. So if you're interested in Fluent terminal, you can download this one or install this one, or you can install the Windows terminal that we saw before this one. Yeah, that depends on you. No problem. That won't be a problem for the future videos too. And make sure you install one of them, this one or the Fluent terminal, because let me show you the reason. This terminal is not that much attractive, and there are some issues. You can select a word and press Ctrl C. Try to paste this. Ctrl V, not working. Ctrl Shift V, not working. But there is a way. You just have to click right mouse button and it will be paste. If you feel so what you call it, if you are happy with these settings, you can keep it, you can use it, and there is no issue if you are using this terminal instead of Fluent terminal or the Windows terminal. But I prefer this one than the original Linux terminal. I have access to my Wi-Fi card. There are some special points you need to know. I'm using WSL1 version. Let me show you. WSL V WSL V here. Car Linux. I have installed Car Linux in WSL version 1. WSL version 2 is also available. If you need, you can download, but the problem is if you have installed WSL2, if you have installed Car Linux upon WSL2, let me show you the problem. Ubuntu if config. I need to install this one because this is fresh. I'll help you to install the necessary tools. No worries. Okay, we will be installing a huge collection of tools that we need to be there for us in our future videos, but for now I have installed the net tools here. Can you see my Wi-Fi card? No, that is not available here because I'm running Ubuntu in my WSL version 2. There is a main fallback in WSL version 2, but I don't know, sometimes it may be not a bad effect for some people. There are some enhanced features in WSL version 2, but in WSL version 1 this is a highly helpful feature for us as hackers. Let me show you. Okay, now I have some privilege escalation tools in my machine. I have hacked into an operating system. I have hacked into another machine which is available outside, and I need to do a privilege escalation. What is privilege escalation? As an example, now I am using user account because I am Boyka and user ID is 1000. In Linux, we have a user called root. Who is this root? Same as the administrator in Windows. So all the privileges that that available in Linux will be allowed or will be granted to the root user, but not to the normal users as Boyka over here. Get the point? So in order to take over another machine, I have to become the root in that machine. Total takeover. In order to make a total takeover, I have to become the root in that machine. That is what from becoming the root user from this kind of a normal user is what we call privilege escalation. Okay, in order to do that, there are thousands of methods. Let's talk each one of them later in future videos. In future videos, but for now, I have some tools here. But if I don't have access to my Wi-Fi card, I won't be able to. Now I am hosting these files from this terminal. So whenever we are in the remote machine, we can just call out the IP address and download the necessary files, especially during a CTF. I'll explain you everything, and this is a short introduction about WSL1 and WSL2. We prefer using WSL1 instead of rather than using the WSL2. Main reason is the inability to communicate with the Wi-Fi network card in WSL version 2. So make sure you have installed Kali Linux in WSL version 1. Actually, in order to upgrade the WSL 1 into WSL 2, you need to follow some procedures. So we didn't do any of that now. So I assume that your Kali Linux must be installed in WSL version 1. So I hope you got an idea about the Kali Linux terminal and how we install the Kali Linux into our machine without even rebooting the machine. I mean rebooting the machine to install the Kali Linux, not to apply the settings. If you have a restarted machine to install the settings, that is not the procedure of, that is not a part of installing operating system. I mean, you didn't need to, you didn't have to use any USB or bootable USB or dual booting or any other third-party application download. You didn't download any VirtualBox, VMware or any other third-party application, but you have successfully installed Kali Linux into your machine, and you have this pretty attractive terminals too, or the Windows terminal or the Fluent terminal. That is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like the video, please subscribe and share the video if you think any of your friend will enjoy this one and any of your friend will learn something from this video. This is just the first video, so we will keep going and we will keep growing. I'm gonna make a community of hackers with you, with beginners. We will meet some experts later, but for now we need a community of beginners, hacking beginners. I kindly invite you to be a part of that community, and this is your channel, not mine. So you better comment your ideas and what do you want me to do in the next video. I have a plan, of course I have a plan what I am going to do in next video, but you can request what do you want to learn, in this series. If you need web development or any other section, just let me know it in the comment section. Okay, thank you for watching the video.